Well, good morning, guys. How are y'all today? Mr. Gray. Yeah, and there's Speedy and Spooky. Speedy, Speedy. You rubbing the grill? Is it breakfast time? Yeah. Okay, come on. Papa's up. It's early. Ooh, yes it is. Ah, the shadows are long. Coming from the east they are. Yeah, that means it's early in the morning. Oh, well, hello there, friends and family. I see you dropped on by early in the morning, you did. And like all mornings, the first thing that comes to mind is get up, sort of, put your bed hair to rest for a bit, brush your teeth, wash your face, and get out and get the kitty crew all fed and watered. And that's just what we've been doing. So they're waiting on it. They're right at my feet. So hey, let's get it done. And since you did drop by today, we'll talk about what we got going on. You're going to be seeing it in the future days to come. Okay, guys. I know you're hungry. You hungry? Here we go. There's some for y'all. And some over here. You already got your water freshed. There you go. Mr. Gray, you was hungry. So was Speedy and Spooky. And you can see there's a whole nother bowl over there. And people always say they need more bowls. Yeah. And you see what they're doing. They're all eating out of the one bowl. Yeah. It's pretty much what they do. You see, because they're a family. Yeah, I call them the crew. They're my crew. But for them, they're a family. And these three are always here. Cleo, she has a second family. Oh, bless you, Mr. Gray. Oh. So now Speedy's going to move over there since Mr. Gray had a sniffle. Yep, this is the first thing. Every morning. Got to feed the kitty crew. Got to make sure they have fresh water and plenty of it. And this is one of two water bowls that they have. And it's all been cleaned and refreshed before y'all showed up. So there they go. And they're enjoying their very favorite kit and caboodle. I don't know why. It's not the most expensive. And I bought them expensive food. But they just rather have kit and caboodle out of all the foods I've tried. Strange. You might say, well, that's not the best for them. Well, maybe not. But it's what they enjoy, and they're happy. Right, Spooky, you happy? You come over here and say thank you to Papa? Yeah, Papa takes care of you. That he does. Yeah, we have our plants over here. I looked it up. And these were bought before my accident on the 25th of April. And I'll be glad when I get over talking about that. Of course, I may never. These were actually bought the first week of March. Yep. Because we were having such unseasonably warm temperatures. Or maybe it was the third week of March. It doesn't matter. They were purchased in March, and here it is, June the 2nd. And they're still not in the ground. But God bless them. The tomato plants, they look scraggly, but they got a tomato. Each one of them has a tomato. See that? Every one of the 6 plants has a tomato. See that one down there? And that one over there? 6 scraggly plants. 6 tomatoes. And that's something to note. The pepper plants all have little blooms forming. They're looking sad too. And of course the collards might as well be done for the year. Now, and I don't even know if I'll plant this because they are all stressed out, suffering. And it may just be easier to go get new instead of waiting for these to recover once I transplant them. And even the tomatoes will have to be transplanted fairly deep, which means a big hole, which I'm not sure I'm up to right now in my current condition as I recover. And the kitty crew said they'd help, but it's all about the thumb issue. They'll dig at the dirt. Of course, it may be tomorrow before, you know, they finally get a hole a few inches deep. Right, Spooky? You ready to go out on the lawn's rod on the property and take a look at things and talk about what's happened and what's to come? Yeah, I think they're ready to move. So yeah, there you have it. Kitty crew's all fed for the morning. Of course, Gracie, she's always well fed and watered. And now we're going to take a walk, you and me. And you're going to see some changes from the last time we walked, you know, when y'all were over here helping me mow the grass. And I do appreciate y'all's help. It was most beneficial. Can't thank y'all enough. But things have drastically changed since yesterday. And my day would start off even more early than it is today. Because, I mean, you stop by at 7:30. But yesterday, my day would start at 3:45. And go really intense about 7:45, about the same time. But let's take a walk, and I'll show you some of it, not all of it, of what has happened. And we'll talk about what will be happening in the coming weeks and months to come. You want to take a walk? It's a beautiful day. Ain't even 70 yet. And the sky is clear blue. Couldn't ask for better, I'm telling you. So here we are on the south lawn. And you can start to see some evidence of some activity. Yeah. What had happened here? Well, we got some ruts, of course. It's been wet. And you can see some tracks there in what was pristine lawn. Well, as pristine as my lawn gets. But never fear, that's okay. And for what has happened, that's to be expected. And we'll just follow them around and see where they lead. You know, sort of like a trail. We're tracking. And what has happened, there are many more sticks here now than what I remember. More tracks. Oh yeah, sticks are everywhere now. So you got to be careful walking. Of course, you should always be careful walking. Oh. Let's go over here. Oh, the pickup truck's over here. Yeah, it normally belongs beside the driveway. Oh, you can see we got this area all mulched up. Here again, about 12 to 16 inches of grass clippings and leaf clipping mulch. Yeah. Tire planter's looking good. Kale's still coming on. Though I am noticing a lot of yellowing of the lower leaves that I'm not picking quite as fast as the kale would like. But still, a lot of food there. And think about it. That's been there all winter and spring. Think about that next time you're wanting to plant something to fill your belly and keep you going. And then, of course, now the red romaine lettuce is all bolted. Went to seed. See the seed pods forming right there and right there. In case you never saw lettuce bolt and make seed. And this little kale plant's looking fine. And we still got to get out here and grab a hold of that there cabbage before it splits and gets past its prime. I think I'll do that later today. Make some room in the fridge. There's the tire planters, and there was supposed to be the home for the tomato plants. It seems like so long ago. But it was just 2 months ago when we made the plan. Yeah. See, that's one thing about plans. Sometimes plans don't go as you suspect. And maybe if you look closely on the ground, you'll see some evidence of what has been happening laying on the ground. I wonder what could it have been. A lot of debris here. Sticks down. Yeah, we got some ruts in the soil. That'll be okay. We can get all that squared away. There used to be a pile of limbs here and debris. Yeah, we were going to burn it. Yeah, we're still going to burn what's left, but it's all been sort of spread out and smashed. That's okay. I mean, that's been here for about, what, 4 years? It's made a lot of good dirt. You can see it right here. Look at that good black dirt. Yeah, and that's all just from limbs, leaves, you know, piled up here for 4 or 5 years. And it decays and it makes dirt. You don't even gotta buy it from Walmart, Tractor Supply, Home Depot, or Lowe's. Yeah, takes time. Yeah, maybe we don't have the time. Maybe we're running out. Who knows? But to do nothing is the guarantee. Time has run out. You see, once you plan something like a debris pile or compost pile, you're actually being optimistic. You're looking out in the future. And in fact, you're predicting it. You're predicting that compost will degrade. You will get it and you will use it in the coming gardening seasons. Yeah, maybe you didn't know. You had a crystal ball all along. Yeah, but you can see that's been sort of devastated. There's a couple of timbers from the old raised bed that got knocked out of place. Of course, I wasn't sure if I was even going to keep that. Of course, it's quite overgrown. And as most of you all know, there's reasons for that. Yep. Just like right here. Oh, what's that over there? Man, that's a strange looking vehicle, ain't it? Yes, it is. Big old Bobcat. Nice one, too. With a big old claw on the front. Yeah, well, it ain't mine. No. Well, I sure wish it was. Then I'd probably have to have a couple 100 acres to justify the cost. So, yeah, it'd be nice to have. But for a half acre, that would be a huge expenditure and a waste. But these are amazing. So that comes back to what's been going on starting yesterday. And you're going to see some of it right over here. In fact, Speedy, she's on one of the logs right there. Yep, you can see all the debris. Of course, this is nothing. This is where things were left off late yesterday afternoon. And yeah, the old oak, what I called the father oak, has finally come to its end. And for me, in many ways, that's a sad thing and quite heartbreaking. And it's not all done. Oh, there's stone squirrel my daughter got. She had it all painted at one time, but the paint has wore off and faded away. Maybe I can get her to paint it again one day. But yep, you can see here the remnants of what's they didn't have room to take yesterday. And of course, like I say, they're not done. And you can see the reasons why this had become so imperative to have done. like right here, on this big center piece that was way above the house, the center of the tree. And you'll notice this lighter area here, that's live wood. Where this darker wood going in all the way across, that's dead wood. Diseased, dead, dying, and rotting. And hence, that was the problem with the old oak tree. It has been said this tree was over 200 years old. Been here before the Civil War. Maybe even before the white man came upon this land. And it was only my Native American brothers and sisters that were here. Who knows? I never let them do a core bore. I may do one now, since there will be part of it left to see just how old the old oak tree was. And you know I all love trees. I actually have, or did have, over 30 on a half acre of property. And at one time, especially when this tree was in its glory, back before 2020, when it was radically pruned back to get all the dead out, or what we thought would stop the progression of the disease. Yeah, I spent considerable funds to make that happen, because I loved this old oak tree. I surely did. And like I say, this one, I don't know why, ever since I moved here, it's always given me a persona of being not the mother, but the father of the two oak trees. This one, the largest of the two, here in the back lawn, and the smaller, not much smaller, but far shorter, is the one in the front lawn. Always felt a feminine presence from her, and a manly presence from this one. Well, and you can see another large rotten piece right there. The whole entire tree was dying. And of course the tree service, which has an emergency to take care of today somewhere else, and that's why they're not continuing here, they're here to pick up the bobcat. They'll be back to finish the job that they started. Well, as you can see, they came and picked up the skid steer. They've got a hot job they got to get on today. So they weren't able to stay here and finish this one up. But they do have it to the point where the old oak no longer endangers the house. And I'm not going to show you what's left of it right yet. That's a surprise. Yeah, because there will be some left after this is all said and done. And that looks like, based on what Jason was telling me, he's the owner of the tree service that I'm using, SIPO, Kane Tree Service, that is. They do great work, and they'll be back, and this will all be gone. But the old oak, or at least part of it, will still be with me for quite some time to come. But at this point, they did stay yesterday, where they finally got it all back off the house, where nothing was gonna fall and smash the house, destroy it, which has nearly happened on 4 other occasions. That was the whole reason for getting it pruned back in 2020, which I and many professional arborists and what have you thought would take care of the problem. But we were wrong, as you can see right here in this piece. Yeah, now I know for a fact every piece of dead was cut out of this old oak back in 2020. In fact, it was June of 2020, or maybe July, when it was all done, at a considerable cost then. And as you can see from this piece over here, it was also too rotten. But in fact, all of the oak, even what appeared to be good, was decaying and dying from the center out. Yes, it was. And some say it's from old age. Nothing lasts forever. But it still saddens me that this all had to come to be. Like I say, me and the kids, We loved this old tree, and I'm gonna miss it. I surely I am. But a part of it will be with me, I'm sure, and I'm thinking, to my very end. Only time will tell in the future to come. But I thought you'd be interested in seeing the change. And I wanted to document it because it's just one of many changes that has to come to be this year. Yes, it does. We got to get this whole back area of the property now cleaned back off. Of course, it was cleaned off last year. And this is what's happened just this spring. And that's something to note. That's just how fast nature will retake land once man or woman lets it be. Yep. But I was in no condition to get her done. Now, with help, we'll get her done again. Be back to, what would they say? A clean palette to start anew for the coming years yet to be. So I'm looking forward to it. And as always, you can only do what you can do. With the help, the funds, and that's available. But hey, I got to run, pick up a few things, or at least check on them. Because things got to get moving on. And the day's still young. So why not, while it's cool, jump in old Blackie and go get her done. So hey y'all, I hope you didn't mind dropping by early today and seeing what we had going on. And don't fret, you'll see the progress and the takedown of that old oak tree. I pretty much videoed every minute of every hour yesterday. But I want to wait until its final outcome before I share. Plus, to go through all that video and do the editing. I mean, it's not like you want to sit through 10 to 12 hours of it, do you? Of course, I'll always have the footage. But you will never see the entirety of it all. Nobody'd ever sit through that. Not even me, unless I had to do the final cut, as they say. So hey, as I always say, y'all take care, stay safe, and I mean it with my heart and my soul. May God bless you as you bless those in your life. Till I and the kitty crew, you know them all, Spooky, Speedy, Cleo, which I'm sure is 2 houses down. She'll be here this afternoon to get her chow and her loving like she was yesterday when the tree crew left. Yeah, of course there's old Mr. Gray, a little Princess Gracie on the inside, and on occasion, old Heathcliff too. See you on that next video. Goodbye for now. Yep, I gotta get going. As old John Wayne would say, we're burning daylight. Let's mount up and gallop on. Okay, Blackie, we're ready to go. Let me get some keys and my coffee, and we'll head her down the highway to see what we can see as life goes on. Later, all.